Well, good morning, folks. Today's Tuesday. Today started out pretty rough already. Stopped at my local Sheetz to get my donuts, and they were sold out. I guess there wasn't none in the thing, and they always have donuts. Why wouldn't you have donuts? And so I was, relatively close to the cashier. So I said, "Are y'all out of donuts?" And she never even looked up and acknowledged me or anything, So the guy that was in line was looking at me like, what? How rude is that? I'm like, yeah, I know. So I walked away, and I go one up the aisle and down the other side, and I get me one of these crafty honey buns. Probably won't even eat it. I'll probably eat about 2 or 3 bites of it and throw it to the birds because I hate honey buns like that. Anyway. So then I get up to the cash register to pay for my honey bun, and I said, I guess y'all was out of donuts? And she said, I guess. You could tell she probably looked at me as being this white trash hillbilly, and the lifestyle that she was living and what I would be would probably clash a little bit. I don't really care. What most people don't know about me is I don't really care what you are, who you are, or what you do, as long as you leave me alone. So anyway, I guess I was profiling people. I said, I asked you a second ago about them donuts, and I said, you didn't say anything. She said, well, I didn't know if you was talking to me or not. I said, yeah, because there's probably other people in this store that would know anything about donuts. I might have been talking to them, right? So, needless to say, when I left that Sheetz, I probably shouldn't stop back by there for a few days. Let that one cool down a little bit. Well, I took the pump and pumped this mud hole down. Didn't bring enough discharge hose, but ain't no big deal. It'll run out there pretty fast. It was already wet, soupy anyway, so I'll let her ooze around, dry out today. And I got to put I got to do a little something extra with this. Once we find out that, once we get up in here, which I could probably go ahead and do it now. I really wanted the folks to come up here and pin their garage apartment out before I completely finesse that, because in case I got to tweak anything or do anything, I can do it then, and then I can cut this all out and finesse all this bank come here, because I figured they'll put their septic over in there. They'll probably give them a harder time anyway. I need to add a little bit more in here. This last little bit of dirt I put in here wasn't very good stuff. I'm probably going to have to peel it back out. You see how it's pumping. It's just hard to get any good soil out of here right now. I can shove it from all the way up at the top. That's about all I know to do. I got some ditches and stuff cut in here last night. Pooh Bear run the daggone roller over here on this one side and got water coming out in the road a little bit. But I'm gonna go out here and get the excavator and bring it out here. And when I come out here, as I come out, I'm gonna finesse these ditches here and there, so that way the water can end up in there where it's supposed to. That's a lot of water from just last night. That's why this road wouldn't dry up. If I can get some pretty good fill cut off up top and shove it down in here, I can fill in that little dip. There's a little dip right there. I need to fill in that little dip a little bit better. It's going to have a dip regardless. There just ain't enough fill. I can't cut enough. I could cut more out of that, but it's going to get steep. I've just about maxed everything out on cutting. I got all kinds of fill up on top, so getting it down here. You can see where he drove in got a little close to the ditch there, didn't he? This is all pumping pretty bad. I hope. The only thing I know to do, I can get away with number 2s from about right here up. I can put fabric in 2s. But from right here down to that dip, probably going to have to go with 4x8s, which is going to like double the stone quantity in that section, because 4x8s is a little bit better than twice the size of a number 2. So, just say a load of 2s goes 100 feet. load of 4x8s is only going to go 50. But if you don't start out putting adequate stone, you're going to pay for it in the end 2 or 3 times. This in here looks pretty good. We can get away with road fabric and number 2s all through here. This is good and firm. It's just hard building roads this time of year. See, I didn't put a real deep ditch. The only thing I done was just put a relief against the hill. Mainly because I don't want to cut any more toe out of that hill than I have to. Now, if you put a real deep ditch in that, you're going to most likely make the hill crawl. But where I didn't do that, it should stay. And by the time you put 8 inches of stone, you got to think your road's going to be 8 inches higher than that ditch. Well, it's going to be even higher, but you're going to add 8 inches on top, so it should be pretty adequate. Let's grab this excavator. Right here at this, where the road's going up the hill now. We got that hole filled back in down there this morning where we pumped that water out, and I got it filled back in. I need some more dirt in there, but I'm waiting until this afternoon when the customers are coming in so that we can look everything over, make sure that it's going to fit where it's going to fit, stake it out basically, and I'm going to shoot grade on it, and then I'll do the final leveling and ditching, and then that'll give me enough dirt to fill in that hole over there. So we're gonna start building this bank in. The road's gonna come up, but I put the toe back, or I put a keyway in. We're starting to roll this keyway in right now. Kind of got a little bit of a sketch on about where my road's gonna come. So I'm gonna get up here and shove a little bit of a lift down here and put it in that keyway, and keep Pooh Bear rolling everything in. My goal is to be up there getting ready to make the switchback by lunch. That's my goal. And then after lunch, start working on the switchback. Well, it is about lunchtime. Sent Pooh Bear out to get some lunch. Kind of just basically I'm kind of just filling her out here for a minute, let my back rest. Old Pooh Bear and his little blazer. I'm gonna have to put some big rock down there, I think. I don't know any other way to do her. I think I'm gonna have to put some big rock in that. Why? I hate that, I really do. It's a little bit more expensive and aggravating to deal with. Mercy. Anyway. We'll add a little bit more down this way to kind of take the ease out of this adjustment, but I mean we're close. We're real. I'm sorry, let me pick you up here where you can see what we're doing. We're real close. It's got a little bit of a knoll right in there. I probably better not add too much more until I start feathering. I gotta finesse all of this in now. I just peeled off up here. I just peeled off a bunch of wet muddy stuff that we can't use, and I'm gonna bring it down and I'm gonna put it on the face of this hill so that it'll kind of take a little bit of the steepness out of this bank. And I got to get rid of it anyway, and it's got some good topsoil in it, so it'll reclaim good. I need to backfill my trench too. That was where we kicked that water diverter in there, and then I should be able to start grading all this. I should be able to get all this buttoned up before the next shot of rain. It'd be nice to go ahead and get grass seed on it before the next rain shot. That way we can go ahead and seed it. We can put mulch on it. We can put mulch on it about any time after, you know, if it's a week or 2 weeks afterwards, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. We just gotta get the grass seed on it. So I'm gonna add a little bit more down here to take some of the ease out of this curve. And that's been put in the 6-8 inch lifts. That's how you get away with that kind of stuff. You know, this whole face of this hill is red clay and broken up shale. Well, that's all fine and dandy. That shale will bust loose and let water trickle through it. And if you ain't careful, water will get up underneath whatever you're building. So when I broke it up and cut it, and then I put it all back and I roll it back in, I'm kind of breaking that seam in to where water maybe come down and get into what I made, and then it'll stay in the ditch to where we can control that water flow. That's really what we're trying to do here. Now I'm going to add a culvert in somewhere in here to break that water loose, to break that water, because there's a lot of water that comes out of this right here. So we need to get that water captured and get it redirected. Now I don't want to send it over the face of my clearing here. I wouldn't mind sending it over that way, but I don't want to send it over the hill here somewhere and cause me some problems. So that'll be a little bit of indecisive. It's going to take a little bit of finessing right there, but I think I'm going to have to take that pine tree out just to make my road work out like I want it to. We put a lot of feel in here. I put a lot of feel in here. Old Pooh Bear's doing a real good job on the roller. He's paying attention. He's not making the same mistakes twice. He's really, I think he'll make a fine guy once he gets the rhythm and rule of everything. Yeah, that's the key. That is the key, people, to building roads. Compaction. You've got to compact that dirt. You got to compact that dirt. You can't build a road and do this much cutting without some compaction to put it back with. That's where a lot of people mess up. Even I messed up. And there's nothing wrong with messing up. It's just making your mistakes twice. That's embarrassing. But let's get back in the dozer here and do some pushing. Let's get all this mud peeled off before Pooh Bear gets back. Okay. Just got done, been meeting with the customer, walking around, sizing everything up, letting their kiddos play around here on everything. I'm gonna move this roller out of the way. We'll go there and get this excavator and get this big old pile of logs up here. I'm gonna move them. And then, man, I don't know if you guys can see a whole lot or not. I might just go ahead and take this roller. No, shoot. Let's take it back down to the bottom of the hill. I took it up a lot here. Now, what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to probably encroach. Oh, and Kate, that's the customer. Kate and Billy. She was aggravating me because she wanted me to go out farther to begin with, and I didn't really want to, just because of all the initial clearing, and I was trying to, and I could still get, I think, what I need, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take out, and I know right now she's saying, I told you so. Right here and right here, right here, then 3. And I think there's one more up there maybe. That way I can go out like this. It'll make my road a little bit, the curve will be longer, make the curve better and easier. Because we really need to get this thing, we need to be able to get this thing put together. Supposed to have a little bit of rain tomorrow afternoon, I think, night. So we need to be able to get this thing, like right now it's locked up and solid enough that if it rains on it, it ain't gonna hurt anything. We need to be able to get our ditches in, get our culverts in. We got 3 culverts laying out at the bottom of the hill. So let's get this roller off a hill. Let's get the excavator. Let's go for the top of the hill. Let's move these log piles. And then we'll see what we got from there. I guess Pooh Bear don't know this thing's got air conditioner. Hold tight.